I always brush my teeth before I report back in for work.
Why?
Consideration for my co-workers.
Let's talk The Shining, and more specifically that ending, and why Jack features in that photograph. In the spine-chilling realm of horror cinema, some films are more memorable than others. And right at the forefront of that collection and legacy is Stanley Kubrick's 1980 masterpiece The Shining, which was adapted from Stephen King's original novel. It's one of Jack Nicholson's greatest ever performances, starring as Jack Torrance, a writer who has taken a seasonal job at the Overlook Hotel as it closes for the winter. After moving with his wife and son, Jack soon spirals into a state of violent insanity and experiences a set of strange supernatural instances, as does his seemingly psychic-abled son Danny. But it is that final, iconic scene that serves as one of Kubrick's most enigmatic of his whole career. After attempting to murder his wife and son, Jack finally dies outside the hotel, sat in the freezing cold. However, just before that final scene, we see a camera zoom in on a black and white photograph dated July 4th, 1921, depicting a scene of a party. Amidst the partygoers, stood right in the middle, is a smiling figure who is evidently Jack himself. But how and why could he appear in a photo so many years prior?
He's down here, and he has a fresh and sparkling breath. You see?
One of the likely reasons is that the photograph represents the supernatural energy of the hotel itself, its ability to control time and space according to its manifestations. The Overlook Hotel itself became one of the most significant antagonists in the entire film, and it seems to exploit the vulnerabilities of the people who reside in it, particularly for the increasingly volatile Jack, whose descent into darkness and madness is representative of him becoming eternally intertwined with the hotel's history, thus his appearance in the photograph at the very end. There is also indication of a potential for a time loop that exists in the hotel, given the fact that the photo is dated July 4th, 1921. That date itself is reinforced throughout The Shining, as well as the equal repetition of the said party within the photo. This suggests that Jack has not only become a part of the hotel's history, but is destined to repeat these brutal and violent actions and mental decline over and over again. Of course, Kubrick doesn't leave any breadcrumbs, he hides them in his own creative shadows. That final photo doesn't explain anything, and it's not meant to either. It all lingers, the date, the party, the grin. They don't tie things up, they pull the floor out. What matters isn't how Jack got there, but the feeling that he's always been there, or that the hotel needs him to have always been there. The logic breaks, and that's the point. This allows the viewers to project themselves onto the film, the same way that Jack is projected onto the photograph and the strange circumstances of the Overlook Hotel. It's a deliberate choice from the director, in line with the eerie atmosphere that clings to the walls where that photo exists. But perhaps most chilling of all is that it's a moment in the film that confirms the narrative idea that the horrors within the hotel seemingly have no end, just after we thought they did when we see Jack die within the ice. There are indeed multiple interpretations of the ending of The Shining, but given the overall themes of the film, isolation, the fragile human mind, the lack of distinction between reality and the supernatural, and the apparent quality of the hotel in manipulating time and space, suggests an eternally cyclical pattern in which the past is persistently in a mode of cause and effect with the present. It is yet another moment of directorial genius from Kubrick, who invites the viewer to wrestle with the deeper meaning of the narrative and prompts the idea that even after the credits roll, the story really hasn't ended. Whether it's representative of a descent into madness, time travel, or supernatural instances, Kubrick's ending is another moment of cinematic iconography, releasing chills up the spine just when you thought they had receded.